Enhanced immersion and realism. If NPCs could learn and adapt to players, it would create a much more immersive gaming experience. NPCs would recognize player behavior, adjusting their responses and interactions based on past encounters. This dynamic environment would make the world feel more alive, with each playthrough potentially offering a unique experience. Adaptive difficulty and challenge. NPCs that learn and adapt could also influence game difficulty. For example, if a player repeatedly uses a specific strategy, NPCs could evolve their tactics to counteract it. This adaptive difficulty would prevent players from falling into predictable patterns, keeping gameplay challenging and engaging over time. Personalized storytelling and interactions. Imagine NPCs adjusting their dialogue and storylines based on your actions. If a player becomes hostile or friendly toward a certain faction, NPCs would remember these choices, altering how they react in future encounters. This level of personalization would make players feel that their actions truly impact the game world, increasing emotional investment in the story. Behavioral AI for realistic reactions. Advanced AI would allow NPCs to not only remember past interactions but also predict player behavior. For instance, if you always take a non-violent approach, NPCs might offer you peaceful solutions, while aggressive players could face more hostile responses. This behavior-driven system could elevate NPC interactions beyond scripted events, leading to more realistic responses. Increased replayability through adaptation. NPCs that learn would enhance the replayability of games. Since NPCs would adapt to a player's playstyle, each playthrough would be different, encouraging players to revisit the game. Different interactions, challenges, and outcomes would keep the experience fresh and unpredictable, increasing the longevity of the game. NPC relationships based on player choices. Players could build deeper relationships with NPCs as these characters remember their actions. A player who helps or betrays certain NPCs might see those decisions reflected in the NPC's behavior, creating more complex social dynamics. These relationships could influence the story, unlock side quests, or even alter the game's ending. Potential for ethical dilemmas in AI learning. If NPCs were able to learn from player actions, ethical dilemmas might arise. What happens if NPCs start making assumptions about a player's character based on limited interactions? This could lead to unintended consequences, such as NPCs being overly judgmental or hostile, based on biased learning, which could present challenges in game design. Improved NPCI in open-world games. In open-world games, where players can go off the beaten path, adaptive NPCs would create a more dynamic world. These NPCs could react to your exploration habits, making each region feel distinct and reactive. Whether in combat, dialogue, or even casual interactions, the game world would feel more responsive and alive, making it harder for players to predict NPC behavior. Potential for AI-driven NPC partnerships. NPCs that learn and adapt could also become more useful companions. In co-op games or single-player experiences with AI partners, NPCs could evolve to complement the player's skills. For example, if you're a ranged fighter, an NPC might specialize in melee combat, dynamically adjusting their strategies to better support you in missions or combat scenarios. Challenges of balancing AI adaptation. While the idea of learning NPCs is enticing, it presents challenges in balancing AI behavior. If NPCs adapt too much or too quickly, they could overwhelm players, leading to frustration. Developers would need to carefully design these AI systems to ensure they provide a fun, engaging experience without making the game feel unfair or frustrating.